Hello and welcome to the 20th episode. Yes, the 20th episode of Williams Whiteboard. Thanks to all of you that have come by, liked, shared, commented. I'm enjoying this immensely and I really appreciate your engagement. I crossed over 100 subscribers, so yay, that's a big win for me. So thank you all so very much and I really appreciate it. So on this 20th episode, I want to talk about the concept of moving from being just dependable to then being expected, okay? From moving to being just dependable to being expected. So this week, I had an opportunity, yesterday on Monday, I had a call. And this company was inviting me to join them to be a part of a government contract proposal that they were putting together to go after some training work in the government space. Okay. And one of the things that they do in this process, for those of you that don't live this process on an everyday basis, is for your key personnel or your key trainers or your key instructors, you have to give them a resume. Okay. So I had to update my resume yesterday. One of the things that I had to do was go dive into that, go find that resume, because it had been a while. So I went into the file and I found that latest version, which is goes back about 10 years, about 10 years in a 25-year career. It goes back about 10 years. What I also found in that file, though, was the 2015 resume. This was the resume covering roughly the first 20 years of my career. Okay, before I start cutting all the old stuff out. And I had some wow moments in there. Here's was the first wow moment. In the first 10 years of career, I had 7 assignments, 1 employer. Okay, first 10 years of my career, I had 7 assignments, working for 1 organization. Now, what was so interesting about that is that I felt this was the foundation of everything to follow. This foundation. Why this foundation? This was starting the path from being dependable to being expected. Let me explain. There are 3 components, in my opinion, of moving from dependable to expected, okay? And this is what I'm talking about in terms of activity, engagement, delivery, outcomes, performance. It's one thing to be dependable. It's something totally different when it's expected, okay? So this foundation created 3, in my opinion, 3 ideas, 3 topics that I want to share with you in regards to how to get from being merely dependable to your activity, your outcomes, your performance becoming expected. The number 1, in this 10 years, 7 assignments, 1 employer, what that did was that created breadth over depth. Breadth over depth. I had multiple opportunities in these 7 assignments to touch wide and varied types of contracting activity and engagement and customers and programs. Okay, it gave me breadth. I got to see a lot of things over that time instead of 1 job, 10 years. So I might have known that 1 job very, very well. But unfortunately, from a promotion opportunity perspective, if you only know 1 thing, you've got to wait for the person right above you that knows 1 thing, okay, or that may know this thing, but some other things to get out of the way. And how that get out of the way works for you to ascend to the next line. You have to, in my opinion, have to have breadth, touched a lot of stuff, seen a lot of stuff in order to foster breadth. The second, number 2, choose the hard stuff. Okay. I believe this is probably the seminal activity for me over my career. The reason I had 7 assignments wasn't because I couldn't get along with 6 other places. It was because every time something hard came up, I said, give it to me. Let me try it. I want to do it. New thing over there, let me try it. I'll do it. Here's why I did that. And here's why I suggest you do that. 2 reasons. 1, someone's already said it's hard. Okay? They've taken out a paintbrush and painted that thing the color of hard. Okay? So expectations are muted right out of the gate. So if you miss, it was hard. Okay? It was hard. But imagine if you hit, if you win, if you succeed, if you deliver. You have just earned your Superman cape because they've already said it was hard and you delivered anyway. One of the reasons to choose the hard is because people have already said it's hard. So if you deliver, or when you deliver, this is how you build a reputation. The third, talking about reputation, give them a story to tell. Okay. Give them a story to tell. I'm talking about supervisors, bosses, directors, anyone that has seen and viewed your work. Give them a story to tell. Here's something that I know to be true. You, the individual, won't be in every room, in every circle, in every group, and in every conversation where your work, where your reputation, where your career, where your promotion potential is being discussed. You won't be in the room to tell your own story. Therefore, you must give them a story to tell. Okay? What this means is there's a reputation here. There's reputation management that has to occur. In 2020, they talk about that's a brand, okay? That you have to have a brand. You have to have an individual brand that gives them, whoever them is, the ability to tell a story about you in places where you aren't there to tell the story for yourself. As a result of that, that moves you from being merely dependable to now having expectations set on your outcome that others expect you to do, to be Superman, to do the great. Here is the value of moving from dependable to being expected. I'm going to try to draw 2 heads here. Okay. Not bad. Okay. Being dependable, this is you. This is others. Okay. When you're merely dependable, being dependable is in your head. You have to tell the story. Okay? This is you. When you're dependable, you have to tell people you're dependable. Okay? When it's expected, the story is in their heads. Okay? In their heads. They're telling people of the expectations they have of you. Okay, that I know that person can deliver. Okay, it's a serious and very strong distinction. Being dependable is great. Being expected to deliver is awesome. This is Williams Whiteboard, and this is the concept of being and moving from dependable to being expected. Thank you so very much for your time. And always remember, whenever you're having a challenge and you don't know what to do, grab a whiteboard and a few markers and get after it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.